gamers are mad over Activision Blizzard for laying off over 200 employees. However, still giving bonuses to CEOs of hundreds of million dollars. Let's talk about it. I believe the layoff started about, I think, 2-3 days ago. At least is when the article broke. Anyway,
this has sort of been happening with Blizzard like the last couple of years or so. I think last year the story broke when they laid off a couple of, not a couple, but they laid off a bunch of employees, and it's like a trend that's like slowly continuing to happen. So in this article by Game Rant, gamers are calling out Activision Blizzard after layoff announcement. Gamers are criticizing Activision Blizzard for laying off almost 200 employees while rewarding its CEOs hundreds of millions of dollars. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier reported earlier today that Activision Blizzard laid off 190 employees across multiple departments, including 50 employees who worked on esports programming. A spokesperson for Activision said the cuts were made because of losses caused by the coronavirus pandemic, which canceled last year's major esports events. I want to talk about this esport thing. Well, so last year, because for anyone who watches like Overwatch League, they had plans of doing home teams. Like for example, the team based off of Houston. People had to. The team had to fly back to Houston, and then they would hold like an event there, and it's kind of like how like regular sports events work, right? You'll fly to different states and
like baseball or football, hockey, whatever.
Exactly, and the game is hosted by the home team, so that's what Blizzard was going for. But because of the coronavirus pandemic, all of that was thrown out the window. Everything is starting to slowly open up again. They're rolling out the vaccines. More and more people are getting vaccinated every month. And I feel like they don't think they're ready to fully open up again at the moment.
The one thing that I don't know, like I feel like they could have innovated a little bit. Like for example, let's look at like an example of like WWE. Like the first couple of months after the pandemic, zero audience. But slowly, they've been trying to integrate, having these TV monitors as an audience member throughout the arena. They could probably do the same kind of concept here, and also live stream that as well, so they can still generate income during the pandemic, especially during the moments where people are at home and potentially could be watching esports as a live stream.
Well, that's what they've been doing. That's what Overwatch League has been doing. They've been live streaming the games, but it's not the same.
That's true.
I said, they had all these plans of doing home teams and stuff like that, and it just fell through because of the virus. And who knows how much money they had invested in that. Like I said, they're not ready to open up again, and they don't think that. They think that in 2021 it's still going to be the same thing, right? So they're cutting off like unnecessary expenses and just giving us like the bare minimum, which is just streaming.
Maybe it's kind of a business plan because they realize they can still make money by doing less or having less employees. And I feel like that's kind of like I noticed that too in certain work areas where a lot of people are teleworking, and a lot of companies are starting to realize that they actually don't need that many people in the office to do certain jobs.
Right.
And maybe that's the extent of their ideas, but
no,
still.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, I think they're just getting rid of like overhead. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick is also set to receive a $200 million cash payout as part of the shareholders' value creation incentive provision in this employee contract, despite the layoffs. The provision loophole allows Kotick to collect the full performance cash payout regardless of whether the Activision Blizzard milestones were met throughout the reward, dating all the way back to 2017.
Regardless?
Yeah, so whether they did or did not meet their sales goals, this guy's still getting his $200 million cash payout, whatever that is. And I'm assuming that's also on top of his current salary.
Yes, this is like a bonus, basically. Think of it as a bonus.
If there was like one thing that this whole pandemic has taught us is how it sort of reminded us how far we are, like the 99% versus like the 1%. Like poor people got even poorer, and then the rich just got even richer. And this is
Yeah.
like a perfect example of that. I'm not saying poor. I'm saying like middle class, but the people
Yeah.
all the way at the top are like like they're getting $200 million cash payouts. Meanwhile, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. At
And
least
then, and the most we're getting is from our stimulus check, which is like maybe 1,400. Is that really like coming from him, or that's just what he had in his contract? You know what I mean? Like maybe it was already pre-negotiated. But at the same time, like I feel like if you really did care about your employees, you would try to like say, "Oh, I don't need 200 million. Just give me maybe half that, and the rest can go to the other people that
exactly,
actually needed it." You know,
exactly. Yeah. So like he could have just taken a portion of that money and then you know gave the rest to the people that really needed, or at least let people keep their jobs. Many users on Twitter said Activision Blizzard would probably save more money and jobs by simply firing Kotick. This argument was made by user Mr. Contos, who added that the company would not lose anything worth worrying about if they fired Kotick.
according to the good old Wikipedia, basically he's just the head of civil technology companies. He purchased a stake in Activision back in 1990, became the CEO that following year. So he's been CEO since 1991, according to this article. And he helped engineered some of the merger between Activision and Blizzard, and when he became CEO with the combined company back in 2008. And he's also apparently a director at Yahoo from 2003 to 2008. And February 2012, he became a non-executive director of the Coca-Cola company. Okay, so not only is he making money from Activision and Blizzard, but he's also making money from the Coca-Cola company. And he serves as the board of directors for the Call of Duty in Dormant, since he co-founded it back in 2009. In 2009, Kotick's total compensation at Activision Blizzard fell to $30.1 million, down from his 2018 package of $31 million in salary, perks, bonuses, stocks, and options. So he's already making $31 million from his salary, bonuses, perks, stocks, and options. And then he's also getting another bonus here from what we saw. And this is back in 2018. So obviously, 2021, he made that $200 million of bonuses, which drew a lot of criticisms from what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like it's out of control how rich the rich are getting, and like the people on the bottom are just like left with unemployment.
Scraps.
Yeah. Some users criticize Activision Blizzard's history of laying off employees as it makes record profits. The company laid off more than 800 employees in 2019 and shut down its French office last fall, despite its shares prices steadily increasing. So they were making money, they were making record profits, and still they were still cutting down more and more of its employees. So the biggest joke of this entire thing is the pathetic severance package that they got. So according to this, the former employees will reportedly receive 90 days of severance, as well as $200 in gift card for Battle.net, Blizzard's online pay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is crazy. When I read that, I was like, "Are you shitting me right now?"
They were still going to give them health benefits, so at least they're giving him that. But the $200
for how long? For 90 days, and that's it.
That's a good question. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So according to Jason Schreier's tweet, in addition to 90-day severance and a year of health benefits,
Okay.
laid off staff receives $200 Battle.net gift cards.
Wow. But I guess the one pro is the fact you're getting health insurance for free for a year, but still, the fact that they even imposed the idea of giving you gift cards, $200. Oh my God. Why?
So according to this article, though, the dismissal only affects less than 2% of the total workforce, or fewer than 190 employees, said the person with knowledge of the matter who asked not to be identified because the number isn't public.
You know what's crazy about that too? Like, yes, you get 3 months of potential pay to possibly look for another job while you wait, but it doesn't necessarily mean that other people are hiring. So after those 3 months are gone, it doesn't necessarily mean that they can find a job within those 3 months. while they're still getting paid from EA during their layoff. And because obviously super competitive field in terms of getting to the industry. Not everyone is always hiring, and for those that are hiring, it's also super niche in terms of like you really have to be able to I guess shoot your shot against other competitors out there in terms of your resume and whatnot.
Well, here's the thing though. Most of the people that got laid off were part of their esports division. You know, like the esports division that's responsible for I guess organizing in-person events. How many companies are doing in-person, esport events
That's a good point.
in 2021 when the coronavirus is still there?
It's a very good point.
So, like after the 3 months that you mentioned, they may not be able to find anything.
That's a good point. That sucks. Yeah.
So yeah, this is like really unfortunate. Fans are not the only ones angry at Activision Blizzard. CTW investment firm, one of Activision Blizzard's investors, also criticized the layoffs in a statement that suggested that Kotick was not responsible for the company's uptick in sales. Activision's share price has increased by 66% since December 2019. Though CTW Investment said this is likely from players buying more games while in lockdown during the pandemic, rather than Kotick's leadership. This is not the first time that Kotick has come under fire for his massive pay. CTW spends much of last year slamming the CEO's exorbitant pay. According to the firm, Activision Blizzard's employees typically earn less than 1/3 of 1% of Kotick's yearly salary. Kotick received more than $96.5 million in cumulative income from Activision Blizzard between 2016 to 2020. I mean, it really sounds like they have to get rid of that Kotick guy.
Something. Yeah. But regardless, guys, let us know your opinions down in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this, definitely give us a like and subscribe. If you think he deserves to get fired, press that like. Let us know.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed our content, you can support us by liking and subscribing. And feel free to leave a comment down below. See you guys in the next video.